should hear me. You should be good. Do a quick video stream. Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. Day 3 or whatever we want to call this of Space Edit. It's Discord. I wish Discord had like a smaller scale. Start actually scaling. Like it could have been further. Discord 7 speed, like scale down. Appearance. There's a theme. There's a style. Accessibility. So you can show sources. Anyway, let me update my merch. Outside. Hey. Debating it's possible. The family flip slow for that part. We need to have like a character. I wonder if we should get some of the multiplayer stuff done today. Gotta get it actually hosted. Yep, so these like all blocks are appearing here, but really need blocks by type. Because everything, I guess you're not with blocks, you know, just things. Yeah. So from the pool. We need to kind of find a way to separate some of the primitives from the blocks. Block the space object. Trace object button. Way down. Interesting that the demos don't actually play. It's kind of sucks. too long. It was all. Oh, it's super. So we need a network, right? So we can put both of those in the network UI. We'll put the network UI over here. Maybe Grok and Elvis created something. Maybe whatever. Yeah, we need blue on the camera. A little bit of blue. I don't know if the blue rest with the transparency because the lights are. They're like dots. Maybe change the color. Oh wow, look at how good it is. Right, exact same angle. Let's get this. Still. I like this concept. I wonder why it can't do that. That's wild. It's not really pure. It's kind of what I want to go for, but not quite. Just two color vector. Oh, it doesn't get it. I'm like, I don't know if we're set to full range. Do we really need this control? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think the middle should have it. What's the auto spell? Why we're expanding? Which one's that? There's definitely a minimum width on one of those. Is it Scott? That's what he said. Expand. Fine this way. This is fine. And if we're centering, I don't know if we need the margin container. Or if the center container can technically just do it. There's nothing we're putting in the center that we would need a margin container on. I guess it was actually to create this padding for the panel bottom, for the paddle bottom, but yeah, I don't need padding on the panel. But there's no minimum here. I don't think it's that. No minimum here. Because if we go this way, right, we're just not collapsing more than this. So this one's left to right. This one's right to left. These are all good. We're not extending. We're just inheriting. Like, and I can't turn off this minimum for some reason. Oh, maybe I can't. Does anyone have a minimum? What that minimum should be? Probably 500. That is not better. Yeah, what are we reordering? He's missed something. Push forward, script, this is fine. Oh, really? We have this editable? This is all this space. Oh, I have it here. Oh, it's not. Unpost. What was that doing? Okay, let's not do that either. No network. No. I mean, it exists. Just the network. exciting to see that goes back in. Should be good. And so let's go into the multiplayer test project and grab some of the multiplayer code. Going to extend the small version of it. I guess for this, we're probably only just going to send the next client. It's just a little. So that will be a script that is fully remote. Is there some demo just gotta wait for release on Steam? Nice. How's it gonna make reviews? Hey, bring yourself out. Hey! Am I using the wrong mic? It's fine. I just restarted, so good night. Oh, this looks like the road bike. Maybe, let me just check. There it goes. No, it's right. Whatever I did, it just mixed up. I wonder if it was, maybe not. Is it still overhead? Do I just need to turn it like that? Cuts off where there's wait, I'm still bringing the audio. Sounds jittery. Cleans up when there's silence. Let me remove the assistant. Good now, but black screen. Okay, good. It's because I'm in the overlay view of the thing. So let me not. When I restart, I gotta go in and like change this back to my headphones. Oh, that's way better. Okay, and are we good? So man, there's been so much, dude. There's been so much. Let me show you what I'm working on, and then we'll go and we'll kind of we'll go from there. So to build the universe, it's going to take a bit of effort, right? There's a lot of stuff that we actually need to do to build like massive scale, you know, and even Godot has its limitations. So I've created what we're going to call, you know, Space Edit. So Space Edit is a multiplayer in-level editor. It's going to be capable. It's really loud, actually. Let me just turn it down a bit. In my own head. Now that I've switched. So this is very early. This is like day 3 of Space Edit. So Space Edit is going to be literally loading into actual space as a free cam. You can move around anywhere. You get a fully dynamic world cursor that locks itself to the nearest meter, and allows us to kind of go in, kind of change any of the node properties or anything in the world, and be able to save it out to a resource. So, like as an example here, I can just bring this thing up a few levels, you know, start editing, and right, all the lighting and everything works. And this will be like all 100% multiplayer, so other people can build together. That's kind of, you know, that's the idea. So as I'm working on all these art prefabs and these like modular pieces that build up modular stations, you know, this will enable us to kind of very, very quickly, collaboratively, with the team members and people that I kind of, you know, consult onto, be able to download a build. This will be capable of streaming in the assets from a remote server. You can like log in with your Unforgiven Space account, and you know, be able to kind of, right now, yesterday I added the image generation, so it automatically generates all of the previews for the different prefabs. But you know, you just place things together in the game. You know, you adjust things, you create, you know, sub scenes, have like kind of a whole zone system that you know, will kind of like work in kind of the same way. Do you know what do you think the time to penis will be? Oh, we were chatting about that. I don't know. Probably pretty high. I mean, even with these very primitive shapes, right? You can get some pretty good, you know, TTP going. Right? There's always some form of you know. You can't wait to play this level. So I added VR support today, base VR support as well. I want to be totally immersed in my own editor tool. I want to be able to just zone out, load the universe up around me, and just edit, right? I'm going to have this as a blade. Look at how actually, yeah, they're great. And what I was thinking about doing is having, when we're in VR, all of this stuff, like the left side, right side, and all the things, they appear on the little data pad that we have in the game. So that little data pad that we carry around with us in the game, there will be like a version of that that you actually can grab from your waist, and just kind of like, you know, it'll have a ray cast on it. You know what I mean? And you could just like, what's that? You know, like just move stuff around. Right? You still have your kind of build. I think I'll like make it look visually like you have a multi-tool in one hand that you're using to move everything around. Right? Like your mouse, all of this is just your left hand, and then your right hand can either help scale and kind of, you know what I mean? Like there's so many like interesting things that I think would like benefit from that type of system. Right, but this is like super you know, important to the so the other major thing, let me, there's four, yeah, I was looking, did you see the 4.4 XR tools, like the update? There's some stuff for you're basically replacing BobNet from Bobiverse. What is that? So I don't know if I showed you the zone system. I want to show you the zone system that had have interpolation enabled. Right, this was only a prototype. It's not a prototype anymore. I mean, it's, let's go back to that here. It's what I built for the game. Oh, it's what you built the Game Jam VR Game Jam with? Yeah. Check this out. Right, this is the just gotta be sure I have the other one running. Book series by Dennis E. Taylor. Cool. So check this out. I'm just going to connect. So this is the new interpolated physics system. So same thing. I have a physics body within myself. That's why there's a little bit of a delay there. Right? And we're in a world. Let me connect. Right, so here we are. All players, you know. There's a quick. But I want to, if I'm probably going to mess this up. And not catch it, and it's gonna like fly me into the universe. Yeah, I'll get it next time around. Okay, fine. I'll wait one more time. I should actually just go in and work on this some evening, like, and actually make this thing stop periodically. Look at how smooth that was. So let's take this layer. Nope, I messed it up. I done goofed it. And I hit a bug where you go into the object container, but you get hit by the wall on the inside of the physics volume. So again, like, but look at that. So here we are, two players. Well, I was hoping for three. We're inside a ship. You're right. All the physics is now local to this, and everything is now stable. Full VR editor support, I mean. I can't wait to have full VR support on Godot since it already runs on the Quest tray. Yeah, it's pretty much there for the most part. Yeah, so I can just exit here and look at that. So. I wanted to have the other player not broken and in the middle of the universe. So I have a observer for this. Let me and of course escape closes it out. But it's literally now like kind of fully working. And my favorite of the last little bit of effort is we now have full authority passing in multiplayer. So now so check this out. So there's a lot of stuff being redesigned. A lot of good systems are coming in place. We now have, you know, a better system for spawning in ships and storing them. But we want to go to Universe Online because we're going to test. We are on widescreen yet. All right, so this is what's new. Here I am hosting. We have the prison system also working. So I'm just going to host. I'll log in as Revere. Boom. I'll log in as we'll use Astron. Go with the nice red. Okay. All right, so you know, here we are. You know, playing the game together. Give it a second. Whenever I'm not focused on the screen. Oh, the only thing that's going to be bad right now is I'm redoing the gravity volumes now that everything is working. But you know, so let's head over here. So even though we are now here in multiplayer, right, and we have a little bit of money on this particular file. So I have like pretty much like 4 independent profiles happening right now to make it super easy. So missions now work in multiplayer. So if we do like pick up, drop off real quick, you know, do. Right, missions are now working. This is the new super awesome fun part. Is because we have dynamic authority now, we can do cool things like this. I can have this player right. So this player here can head over and buy, let's say, 2 things of gas, 2 processed foods. And the third player here can go and buy maybe the 2 metals, 1 processed food. They all share the same, you know, physics volume, but I can actually pick this up. I can move it around. The grids are fully like, you know, non-authoritative. Authority of whoever owns what box can now be established. We can like work together. We can actually, you know, like grab the box and throw the box around. Right, I can go and like play, like toss the box, you know, over to. I wish the stream encoder wasn't freaking out when we running a couple instances. But yeah, so now like buying and selling cargo, you know, it's all working online. Ship components are all working online, and the new awesome feature. If I come over here and spawn in the ship. And we just gonna head over here to observe. All right, see, this is all like I said, just systems projects, but you know, now I have authority over that ship because it's my ship. You know, you can see I can interact with it. This is all everything from before, but this is what's new. So now I have total control. I can take off. Right, I can land, ignoring the fact that my encode. Right, so that's all same as before. Fully working. But now, what happens if we change authority? Right, so what happens if I just want the other player to go and jump in the ship? Right, I just want this player to take over. right? It works. It all works great. So what does that mean for multi-crew gameplay? We have sync cargo. We have sync cargo boxes. So let's take this player, not the server, this one, right? And now let's go grab this player, put him in the co-pilot seat. He'll gain authority over the co-pilot seat, but not the ship. So he's just here doing this thing. We'll go back to the other player using the ship. He'll take over as pilot. Okay, and then everything. Like I said, I'm getting encoder overflows. I can see them in Steam as I'm running out of resources here. All of that stuff's going to come. This is just for now to kind of get everything working. Yeah, if I go back to OBS, you can actually see like the encoder freaking out. Even my own. It's because I'm streaming on this PC and not my actual streaming rig. Oh god. So now it's like a free-for-all. It is like a free-for-all, but we can now set individual owner IDs on everything and honor those, and not necessarily the network authority. So now we can have a network authority that's dynamic, but adheres to an owner. So an owner, you can have an owner of an object that, you know, you can have a network entity be controlled by one authority over another, and have everything work. It's literally the last. It's kind of the last part of the equation, right? Like with this, it fixes late joiners. It fixes players coming in late. If I bring another player in, you know, if another player joins right now late, right? Everything that's happening over there with that ship flying around is all happening. Like that ship is over there. It's all in sync. If we come back, oh my god. I need to, I wonder, can we, encoders overload, try turning down the settings. All at once, a lot of that. You are frozen right now? I should be good now, though. Are we good? Yes, no. Are we dead? Looks okay, okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so that, this is now all working. It's just a bit more taxing because we now have physics interpolation, smoothing everything out between each of the physics frames. So if you can do high refresh rate, you know what I mean? Like, it'll do high refresh rate. So it's kind of, you know. But anyway, that was a huge, that getting the net code working. Like now all multiplayer can go online. Like all the systems I've been working on, the prison system, you know, it's yeah, it's cool. So that's like a big thing. So with all of this good, you know, and multiplayer working. I've gone back into Blender and started kind of going through doing a pass of getting ready to start, you know, pumping out assets. And yeah, so that's what brought me to Space Edit, right? Now I have like elevators are working, comrays are working. We need to get more gameplay online, right? Even for this late joiner just came in. All the cargo is still here from before, and look, he can take authority over it. He can go and steal the cargo, you know, while those players are gone, right? Like, you know, you know, you could be like, I'm getting, you know, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go and eat all this myself. These are my cargo boxes. I'm gonna steal them. I wonder if that ship is still there. Let's just start on assets. I mean, we were started on assets way back. It's just that I wanted to get all the systems in Godot first. But we're not started on assets. We're started on a full. Is the ship still here, or did it despawn? Oh, it despawned. Okay. We're going to work on an editor that's going to allow me to, you know, generate these assets. Like pretty much what will end up happening is like for each of these assets. I wish I had there's a Blender file I need to get from a backup, but it has like all the medical modules in one scene, like one test scene, all the corners, like everything that makes up the main spaceship's medical room. And for all of these, you know, you can go into what will be Space Edit and edit them, and as long as the server host is online, the cargo, correct. As long as the server itself is online, and depending on what type of cargo, and like once the cargo gets inside the ship volume, like once cargo is in a cargo volume, then it's persistent. But if it's not in a cargo volume, then if the server were to die or crash or whatever, it would just die right now. Right. It for now it's going to be transactional. So like if something is stored in a hangar and you like it's it's in your hangar, it hasn't moved somewhere else. If you lose it, it'll be back in your hangar. I want to show off the multiplayer prison system, but I don't think a lot of this is working right now. But I have the full prison system working online also now, which is super cool. I'm trying to get us to like a full gameplay loop, like a test bed that you can do everything in. You can do the missions, you can upgrade your ship, you can kind of start off with a little bit of test capital, and there's just enough places, right, like in a test scene, to be able to experience a little bit of everything, just to be able to get feedback real quick, to be able to go shut things down, do some repair, right. So that's kind of the. So that's all the stuff you can do, and that brings us to Space Edit. So Space Edit is going to be a fully online multiplayer, editing tool, which will allow us to go in and actually like make changes to the game live. Players will be able to go in and actually like create variations of things and like save it, and like if it's cool, then we can use it. And for the like team, it means we can collaboratively build. Just being able to build online, it means everything can be faster, and it will also support like you're liking the progress. This tool is going to be amazing. I'm working on a scripting language called SpaceScript, right? And SpaceScript itself is going to it's a command-based scripting language that can use to do automation. So like, you can use SpaceScript to like distribute things, right? To run some code and like spawn shit in a circle or randomize a bunch of little things in a scene, right? Like the sky is the limit, and you can use SpaceScript online, right? So you can send SpaceScript to the host and it'll execute, because all the things that SpaceScript does are all based upon what Node 3ds can do. It's not like its own like real programming language, and it can undo every action that it does. So that's kind of right. So when this gets working and we can do multiplayer, this is kind of what I'm working on this weekend. My goal for this weekend is to get multiplayer space edit and do a build of. Oh, and Esteron, let me show you the best thing I've made. Are you ready for this? Watch this workflow. Watch this workflow. Okay? I go into the Unforgiven space launcher that I wrote. Right? I gotta make sure my browser is somewhere here. Okay, it is. Okay, good. So watch. I launch the launcher. I log in. I click Patreon. I allow access. I close it. It's delta patching. I mean, how easy is that? You know what I mean? Then I can actually, like, there's so much more I want to do with the launcher. I want to do, like, hooks into the actual launch in Windows. And, like, if it crashes, it'll do, like, crash reports, the bug submission stuff that we played around with. The in-game bug reporting. Send me a DM. I want to send you the first two Bobbyverse. Those have been. Oh yeah, cool, absolutely. Yeah, but it's awesome. I think yeah, it's looking good. I'm pretty stoked, because a lot of this stuff like doesn't seem like much. You're looking at the same art, placeholder stuff that I've played with for a while, but under the hood, there's a whole game being born, and it'll come together pretty quick. Right? Just boom, right? Play the game. Boom. Here's a build. Right fresh off the, test universe. Boom. So, this is cool. Right? Very this is before I fixed the gravity stuff. There actually is, hang on, check this out too. This is new. There's but it's not in this build. I have a whole new like lead pip and lag pip, and I redid a lot of the combat. Oh, it is in this build. I don't have weapons on the ship. I'm like, wait a second. And it takes the two weapons, so if the weapons are different. Oh, this build doesn't have the ship. Hang on, we're gonna cheese it. No, cheese it. No, gravity volumes. I want to buy 2 tri-lasers. It's so not gonna let me. Fine. It'd be like that. It's like I'm determined to get these tri-lasers on the ship. I will get a weapon on this thing. The system is super interesting for me, but you definitely get more support with pretty assets. Oh yeah, it'll come together. I think players really just need to see things working. You know what I mean? But I think when players have something to do on the universe server, you know what I mean? There's a gameplay loop, right? They have money. They can go and they can upgrade. They can actually play the game, even in a more limited capacity. They'll be like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like I see where this is going. How did I manage to get the wrong seat? Yeah, all of this is just post gravity volume fix, which is very annoying. Let me see if I can find that target. Because I refactored how the whole camera system works. Where are you? No, this build must be old. Because I now have a lead pip and a lag pip, and it's super cool. And it works really well. And there's a whole new ship gimbal. I don't know. I can't wait to get back into some of this stuff. I need to spend 2 weeks working on Space Edit. I need to get Space Edit working just to a point that I can place things and save it to a scene. That's good enough. That's all it needs to do right now, you know, and work in multiplayer. Yeah. All right, so this. One day I might actually get to make my own version of this. One day. Keep at it. Just don't stop working on it, man. I'm hoping I have a new job. That was actually like a huge change. Like it took a long time to kind of get figured out to be able to kind of start juggling. Yeah, I'm working in finance now, so I actually have the resources to hire an artist, but I need to make sure. So this is kind of the roadmap, right? That I need to have happen. We have the Unforgiven Space Wiki. I need to find more help. Really, is what it comes down to. Right, so I finally have the wiki online. I need to go into the wiki on the admin side and fill out this assets, you know, thing. So like, what are all the ship components? What are the brands? What are the, just sit here and type, you know what I mean? Like, because the artist needs to know, I can give them the gray box of each component type, but like, and the freedom to just create 3 versions. But it makes a lot more sense if they understand the universe, right? If the writing is there. So I need to go in and actually like put all the manufacturers in, put the different like factions, kind of like paint a textual picture of things. So that way I can just do a list, of what needs to be done, and then they can function a lot better, like more easier. Because I have like here in the pipeline the things that we kind of need, but I would like to have the goal of doing, the big thing is I need to make a new set of station interior pieces. Those are like the biggest priority art wise, so that way we can kind of world building stuff. This is, yeah, right. But then I really like, I want to make sure that the weapons and the things that we're making have like a place, right? Because I actually want to make those things. Like for every manufacturer, there's actually a station that represents them. You know what I mean? There's a station somewhere, or an asteroid, or a factory, and it's the creation of the assets. Like thinking about that, like who makes the glass, who's making the stuff. It answers its own questions, right? Of where these other things need to be and whatnot, right? But so yeah, right. Like this is kind of like the art process. So I'm gonna get them working soon, but I want to do more work. Otherwise, I think they're just going to kind of be a bit lost. Like I would like to give them a full pipeline of like, this is the lore, these are the gray box models, the kind of base things on, go crazy, right? These are like, so it would be like giving them like more like the reference sheet. Like I'll do up a few. Like for each brand, like say Caterpillar was an example, right? Like you were doing Caterpillar, you would showcase the Caterpillar font, right? You'd showcase the yellow colors and the rusty engines and the way the pistons look, and just generalized, like Caterpillar, the heavy equipment brand. You could put like literally 50 pictures in a collage that defines that brand. You have any inkling of what your art style will be? So it's really interesting. I also in the Discord, I don't know if you saw this a while back. I'm not know if this is going to be a thing. It was an experiment. I think I'm going to play with the idea. Oh yeah, that's the new damaged stuff. But a while back, I did an experiment. Where did I put it? In general, maybe? I think I put it in general. Let me see. God, there's so much cool stuff. Ideas? Maybe I didn't post it. Wow, maybe I never. Hang on. I was originally, but I want to show you something. If I still have it set up. Check this out. This is an anime shader. And look at what it looks like on the character model. So I could realistically create a Cowboy Bebop style that would be unique. You know, and we can still blend in, right? Because this would be no more costs on materials, right? Because they're just three-tone shading, right? With an undertone blended in as a as an albedo map. What? Now is a good time, but like that could be cool. You know what I mean? Like that. This would significantly decrease the art pipeline. It's just like there would still need to be a little bit because it's a little bit kind of you know without detail. You know what I mean? It's things are a bit flat, but the cost of doing this is great. You know what I mean? So I mean we could really hit that. You know, like that's an option. Right, that could be pretty cool. So I'm not against it. I'm still gonna pay the artist to do it in photoreal, or not photoreal, but like hard surface. Because in reality, all you have to do to convert it into this is pick your three tones, and you just grayscale your albedo map. So you still keep all the work they've done. You keep all the normals. You keep everything. You know what I mean? Like you still keep, you know, it's just that you're not going to be like utilizing it, right? You could technically resample everything down. You want to go like 1K and, you know, and just kind of, but that's all it is, right? It's you just pick your colors. Right, because there's nothing on the ship. There's no textures on the ship, right? So I use a Nix pass in this to put, you know, to just kind of bring in a base texture. Right. So I don't I'm leaving this open. You know what I mean? Because I do need to like go in and actually change the you know, the metallic and stuff like that, and like how metallic gets turned into anime is kind of weird, right? Because it's kind of it needs to kind of like naturally decrease the spectacle, and you know. But anyway, prototype, right? It's a prototype, and what I may do is I might turn systems into that. You know what I mean? Like make the Unforgiven systems project, because it's not much extra effort and it's mostly gray box anyway, is to give it those shaders and see how they kind of work. See how things kind of, you know, move. It's really going to just kind of depend on how I start feeling about things, like when we start bringing it all together. And if I make that call, then things can accelerate very quickly. So it becomes a matter of like, you know, what feels better, and you know, what's easier. It's a balance, right? Because people would really like a more Star Warsy kind of, but then I don't know, you know, it's a hard call, but you know. So so that's kind of, this is all like the pipeline needs to happen. I don't have much of a goal, but I'm aiming for another vertical slice by the end of the summer. I would really like to remake the trailer, the original Unity trailer, in Godot by the end of the summer, and everything that's in that trailer is gameplay, as more of an update, you know, final update, you know, for the year type thing. Should have like, I have like a million copies of Blender running too, which is not helping me here. Wait, move this over here. Let's finish. So we have our build server, we're adding our client. So our client scene. I really like the shaders here. Yeah, and I think games like Genshin Impact, there's a lot of games, the Spider-Verse maybe, like a lot of things, there's a lot of art that have brought back that like style, you know, like made it more popular. I love the idea of living in a literal 80s anime. And the crazy thing about that is you could actually use some digitally painted assets and like mix and match in a way that would be like really cool. Right, and you can still have that, you know, detail, you know, that roughness and stuff on the ship components, in the same way, like think like Ghost in the Shell, right? When you're looking at the Takamotos or Takamot, whatever they're called, like the, you know how like whenever you're looking at like, you know, Macross parts or Robotech, you know, Gundam, like they have like super cool, you know, but it all kind of blends. It's like high detail, but on the normal side, but still adheres to like three tones. Right, and I think that'd be cool. Client. Project Mugen. Alright, so this will be our client scene. We're gonna have a mesh instance 3D. Everyone in multiplayer right now is just gonna be a circle. A floating around sphere. Because I didn't really make them be a light. When you really think about it. A light that's a color of the player. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Actually, you know what? I like that. Right, because it's hard. It's gonna be hard to kind of see them. So we could literally just take one of these Omni lights. Yeah, we'll take this one and put it into the client. Is my grid turned off or something? It is. Yep, and then we won't use a mesh instance. We'll bring this one out. And then we'll add our label. Center, center, spacing. Don't care about the colors. We want to do no depth test. Exercise. Yeah, I think that's fine. And what the client is going to do is check and see if for the multiplayer authority. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our camera reference. We're going to access the build camera. Oh, it's the edit camera, not build camera. Yeah, so we're gonna go, if we're the host, we're gonna grab our edit camera reference. Yeah, I'll get some root. And in the physics process, we're going to set ourselves. It's going to be annoying just for the time being. To just be where the camera is. Because the multiplayer doesn't actually do anything like right now, but I want to spawn in one of these and attach it to the local authorities camera. So and we'll just set this by the authority. So in the build server, let me go back to 16.9. Let's see. So in the build server, we need our reference. Hey, please tune in a music attach. Oh, thanks. Maybe it was a very old message. Okay, so on host game, we're just going to add client 1. That's going to be us. So this will be our client. We're going to add a multiplayer synchronizer to the clients, or a spawner, sorry. All right, so that they can spawn. And then the build server also needs the clients node. Then we need to make sure that we're actually adding this to the client side. All right, no client. Hmm. Was it hard to upgrade the project to 4.41? Yeah. Myself and Nerdiful had a lot of issues with the new UUID system. And I ended up writing like a script. Like it was oh man, like, it was just like really like there was a lot of references that went kind of weird with that. It didn't quite like auto update everything, and it took a while to kind of just get everything working and organized. And yeah, it was a bit rough. But it's fine now. So go blue, handle, light. They want to play it. But it was definitely the hardest update of what I've done so far, I think. And then we're just actually let's just do the light color, and we'll do it on change. Makes it like super easy. Are we not? Maybe we're just not setting up the pier. Let me just go back to the code real quick here. I'm gonna go side by side real quick. Am I setting up my pier by default? Okay, yeah. So we're not. Build server. Let's go up. So we need to set up our peer, our clients, the port, the vaccine. If we're running. Unready if we're the server, otherwise we're going to manually, so when we push the button, we're going to host game. We're also going to send our player information on the button press. So host the game, send client information. We're going to send in our handle. And a color, which we don't really have a color right now, so I'm just going to send a color. Colors. Brown, sure, why not? We don't need our peer ID, right? Or is that our peer ID? To our client ID, sending it to. Hey, Ratango. Yep, so set up UPnP is the same, remove clients the same, add clients the same. I'm like getting a weird session. Project settings. Let's get this thing set up. Run with 2 settings. Turn off the like it's chopping. Yeah, that's great. Don't care. Multiplayer authority 1. Spawner set up. Spawner has the scene. Clients is set up for the build server. That should be correct. No spawn limit. Run ready. And ready, we set up our peer. What did they do now? Oh, reading about the debacle Unity is getting into with Rocketworks. Oh my god. What has happened now? Yeah, I don't actually create it on Ready. In my test project. We set up our subscriptions. Preload the pack scene. On host game, we create the peer. Right. Yeah, so let's grab our peer. Is my peer not? It is private. Max channels, expand mode. Set our compression range. Set the multiplayer peer. Set up UPnP. Add our client. Send player information. They're threatening them with revoking their license multiple times with bogus claims. Oh, they're revoking their multiple licenses. Yeah, so I'm just creating a new peer here and setting it. So in the other one, I was just listening from the very get-go, not when we were hosting. We just always had them subscribed. We could do that. So we just hosted the game and then sent the information. Gotcha. Boils down to some people have logged into a personal license account and one claims it's for actual employee that does not work for Unity. Control F, post game. Okay. It's like not adding it to clients. That is it, right? Client's fine. Am I doing enter tray? No. Setter ID. Well, KSA is being made with an in-house engine framework. They didn't want to use Unity for it because of limitations. Don't blame them whatsoever. So is that their issue? Like now that they're not using Unity, Unity's being stingy and trying to like, oh, we have some licenses here, blah blah blah. It reminds me of like Crytek, you know, after the whole Star Citizen debacle, you know. Stationeers looks like the older Station Astroneers game. Completely different game mechanics, though. I wouldn't even consider them adjacent. And what's that? It might not be a big of a hit, but if Unity is successful, that's a 44K loss in licensing phase. Yeah, that's ouch. I don't even think we're acknowledging this host button being plugged in. It's supposed to be just sending this on host button pressed. And I didn't even see a reference to this. Oh yeah, because it's not thanks reviewer. The two claims are people that are was that so the two of the claims are people that are in their old office. They don't rent anymore. So they're just like two people using a personal license to make the game or something. And then on the connect button, yeah, the two of the claims people log in with a personal license and the previous address of Rockerwoods. Button join. Line edit IP. We call this address instead. Maybe. Oh. It's like, look, we could see each other if we weren't so bright. Like, like if we weren't attaching a light to our face. Let me switch over to 3D here. Game mode, camera, 3D. So there's Revere. And this is player. How is my camera messed up? Wait, are we like fighting? There's me. Why don't I have input on this client? Because I'm supposed to have authority. Let's add this. Let's add the authority guards on the camera real quick. We probably don't need this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm smart enough to go from here. All right, so edit camera. Only move the edit camera. Only move your own camera. Only process your own stuff. And only do your own physics. And then when the client gets added to the scene tray, on ready, if we are the authority, we also want to take our light and set the visibility to false. So we'll turn off our own light. Oh, but our our little mesh is still there. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so we need to make sure we are setting our authority to whatever our ID is on intertree, and that this is being set up by the build server. Make it add it to the scene tree. We are setting the name to be the peer ID to 2 string. That's good. And then we should this should add the authority, and if we're it's fine. It's already running. Yeah, we have to check and make sure actually. Hiding that once we host. Let's have let's see, let's go to the client. I mean, this mesh instance, we do want to define this. I'm gonna hide it on the host. Hey, it's going good, man. Working on a tool. It's day 2 or day 3 of a new tool. It's a full multiplayer world editor in game that's going to be used to accelerate the game. So what do I mean by that? This is space edit. Oh, space edit running on the wrong scene, of course. So what I want it to do that I'm working on prefabs is I want to dynamically stream assets down that can be like edited in an editor that's in the actual game. Like I want to be able to actually go up or down in 3-dimensional space and create anything and edit it live while I'm in the game. Right, that's the idea. How far away from Kickstarter? I'll know more after the summer. When we get close to summer, I'll. The goal now is to get to another, vertical slice. But anyway, what's cool about what we're working on here with this is, we can go click on things and, edit them, rotate things around. So these will all be like actual, placeable prefabs. These are just gray box placeholder stuff right now. But we host a session. Oh, I didn't turn it off. And then I go and join. Yeah, it seems to be on the join. Oh, right. We didn't set any of this stuff. We got ahead of ourselves. Client mesh, the Omnilight. So that's what I'm working on for the next 2 weeks. What's your view of what will happen to Issy now that Tony has left? I don't know. I've pretty much known that Tony Zervik hasn't been a part of the project for a very long time. Especially when they went to LinkedIn and hired an economics person to build all the economics from scratch again. And like in that job posting, there was like responsibilities of like training people and like literally just remaking it all, you know? All right, so here I can see I can see Revere, right? Revere is going around doing this thing in the world. Yeah, I posted that on the Galog server a long time ago. Well, they're gonna have to redo it. Yeah, so we're about here. Tony Zervik, the guy who made the persistent universe, the whole simulation thing. The original, like 2013, talk about the economy thing. So we can control ourselves. So what's stopping our second player from being able to move? Because it's not replication. We have both clients. Vote scenes. Authority seems fine. Unless the synchronizer. So that's a one. Yeah, and the color player and the color is fine on this client. Server doesn't broadcast its own colors, that's fine. Authority is fine here. Spawner's good. Let me check the synchronizers. His vision and all is why I back in like 2013. Dude, I can't wait. Stringly, I have finished all of the prototypes of everything I need for US. Like I have fully, you know, dynamic authority. It's so cool, man. Like what? Let me. We'll take a break. This is all coming together. I want to get multiplayer working. It's working. We have to do some authority checks. Oh, let me just show you some things. Let me show you some things. Is there anything I can close? All right, well, let's do this test first. Okay, so this is the zone system. Here I am in the universe. I'm going to connect again. So we have 3 players. We can see all of their physics volumes. They have their own little, like, kind of internal physics. But, so check this out. You ready for this? So we have a ship. The ship has a little bit of jank because it's just following a path, right, for debug purposes. Watch this. Okay, so I'm inside a completely separate physics zone right now. Let's go jump in. Yeah, let's catch this one. Oh, we're gonna have to get it on the flip flop here. Hey. Okay, well, we'll get it on the next pass. Then I'll explain. So check this out. Look at how completely smooth all of this is. Right? We are in a ship. It's moving, fully dynamic volume. Let's go on the and let's just observe this from the outside. Right? It's completely stable. Okay, so I don't even need to explain the technology behind this. You're absolutely fully familiar with it. But I have it working completely stable. Right, so that is going to be implemented. Oop. Almost got in. So like that, those are like some of the like like some of the things that make SC a bit unique. But because yeah, like what and in the actual build, we now have everything working. Ship authority. I see how much you've done by yourself making a game, and I really question what the 1,000 people at Zig are doing. There is a little movement, but it looks like you have some camera smoothing. Yep, but it works. It's fine. That's what we're getting here with this interpolation error. There's a couple of interpolation errors that are benign. They're fine. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, I hope things can take off. Like I want to get the Patreon taken off and support. But I mean, I'm gonna be okay regardless. But we just need an art budget. Yeah, they're making high detailed chips. Obviously. Check this out. I made a launcher, so this is new. I know it's not not much, but you can now log in, connect the Patreon. Remember, $5 gives you access to the build, and it goes and downloads the latest build, or the latest build that I've launched on deployment. So this is new. So I've had to remake all of my own technology for everything. I've had to make my own everything, my own infrastructure, deployment. Like literally everything, the whole game, the whole system, all the like everything. And what's crazy is when I get Space Edit, this thing that I'm working on now, it's gonna rock. And I'm gonna get your opinion as a Star Citizen player on this cell thing. So we did an experiment a while back. Let's go back to 16. So we did an experiment with using cell shading to rapidly accelerate the process of and with this we're able to use like an 80s style anime shader to create like a real Cowboy Bebop. Oh no, it's just that I make enough in my new role that I'm not like struggling for resources. I just need like all of the resources now of Patreon goes towards the artist that I want to hire. Half what they have in game is broken, even though they might have a whole lot of star systems ready to add. But no, I'm just gonna eventually win on mechanics. It'll happen. Like I'll start getting SC's mechanics finished, and in a playable game with 7 spaceships, and But anyway, this is a shader, right? If I use this shader, I don't need any materials. You know what I mean? And like this is just like I said, it probably won't happen, but it is an option. You know what I mean? You can play an anime. Yeah, Estron's so on board with the anime look. But it does allow for like rapid, getting things out. Am I right that they reinvent everything? Halftone transparency for glass. Yep. they've made everything. They've had to make everything. They're using CryEngine. They had to redo everything. They had to get themselves forward, you know? Right? It's but check this out. It's probably gonna lag, so I'm only gonna run 3 builds of systems. I think 3 builds is fine. You guys are down with the well, have you seen the game in a while? Hang on. Let me. I was aiming for Star Citizen like graphics, like 2013 Star Citizen. Need more RAM. I do. I think I do need to bring things back to the streaming PC. I'll just hit play in the test scene. So this is like the character model. So this is like the visual, you know. I like this, right? This makes me feel more like a space scoundrel. And it really helps me kind of make things darker and kind of, I don't know, like really cyberpunk-esque, you know, as far as how I want it to feel. But a lot of it is made from scratch. Right, but the multiplayer all works. All the multiplayer systems, man, 64-bit precision, same sig, right? Like all the ship systems are working, right? Missions are working. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna come online. Even in this like test world, you know, like medical stations and right, a lot of this is made from scratch. I want to build a. I don't know. It's a unified rig, so it could work in third person, but I highly doubt it. It depends on how it works for cheating. You know what I mean? Like, can you balance a third person? Right, in a scoundrel game. The answer to that is we don't know. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be tested. So let's give you the final. I have it open here. There we go. Universe Online. So check this out. We're gonna play with just 3 players because it kills my you you hear you. So if this doesn't kill my encoding, which it might, check this out. All right, so here we are on the server, on the test server. I'm going to join it as Revere and as Strigley. See, so here we are. You know, everything's working. IK is working. Weapons, Moby Glass. You know, Moby Glass is in my game just a panel. You know what I mean? it's 80s game, right? We don't have crazy technology. We have like old technology. But you know, this is all, you know, working here. We can chat. You know, it's all good. We're gonna head over here and I'll show you what's cool and what's new. So we're here, we're multiplayer. Right, so in multiplayer, we can do delivery missions, right? They're all here, we can accept them. When we accept them, they show up in missions that we've accepted them, blah, blah, blah. Needs UI work, but you know, no one cares. So pick up. All right, we're in multiplayer right now. Yeah, don't mind the just all that matters is things working. Just think in your head things that work. Don't worry about anything else. Look, I need some money. So let's go to cargo. Cargo now has dynamic authority. So what I mean by that, let's head over. All the NPCs are synced. The elevator over there is synced. So check this out. We can now take turns spawning in cargo. So let's say I'm here with you. Here's Revere, right? Revere. I'm going to spawn in 2 gas and 2 processed food, right? But how about you go and also spawn in 2 metal, right? So now there's 3 different things here. You own your own. But look, we have full dynamic authority. I can move around anything. You can move around anything. You can actually like hold this up and, you know what I mean? Like I could just hold it here as an example. And I could jump on that if I wanted to. Yeah. Right? It exists. I could take this. I could throw it at you. And you could take it and you could throw it back. You can push it around. It exists. Right? It all works. I'm still waiting for the... So hang on. It gets so much better. Let's come over here. Let's spawn in that ship. This is my ship. I own this ship, right? We've seen this before. It's so good, dude. All the multiplayer, all the station authority, everything. Like here it is. My ship. I can interact with it. Let me go and interact with the seat. I'm getting in. The seat animations. Everything is live. It's fully working. I can control it. It's my ship. But is it? On a network authority? Right? Is it really my ship? Hang on. Whose ship is this? Right? Let me let me go back here with this player. This player didn't own it, you know, or maybe they did. I don't remember who was flying this last. Right, works with this player too. So let's do something else. Let's take this player and put them in the co-pilot seat. Look at this, boom. They're now locked in the seat. We have physics interpolation. Oh, I want to get the Jesus. Thanks. Right. I don't own the ship right now. So, oh, hang on. It's not happy with me doing that. No, I crashed. No. I wasn't supposed to desocket that. Fine, the server will have to go and fly. We lost the man. It's okay. I'll take over. I'll be the hero of your needs. And look, flawless. Well, other than that crash and the warp effects not being synced. We can play the game together. You know what I mean? Like I can put things places. Actually, there should be a. I think I actually did put. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually put the outpost here somewhere. Oh yeah, yeah, it's here. Right, how cool is that? Yeah, the planet gravity is busted right now, so I'm not getting out. Right, or I'm not getting out of the ship. So I'll just kind of, I'll get up. And, here we are. I'll get back in. And on this one, I'll get up. And I'll get back in. Right, I'm literally swapping authority under the hood. I'm changing who owns the ship, who has authority of the ship, who can do what, and everything is working. Right, like this is the foundation. From this point onward, all I have to do is make things multiplayer. We can literally play together, have multiple ships. I can go in and shut down. Actually, I could take anyone. Like, watch. I'll sit right here, and this character is going to go shut the comm down. Right? See the green light on the other character? Oh. Hello, 360 Nosuke. Oop. Right? See the green on the left? Right? I can make a hacking mini game. I can make it real. Right? It all works. I can hook it up to the ship systems, so the actual crime is not recorded. Right? We can switch authority. I can jump in seats, jump out of the seat. I can get picked up. And with the new zone system being worked on, the only thing I have to do is when I get in, I kind of temporarily take authority, so I have to just kind of like get out of the seat and jump back in real quick just to reset it. But it doesn't matter. It all works, I'm here with another player. We're in a ship. We're playing a space game. Right? Now we just need to make the game. Right? There's a whole prison system. The prison system is working now. Right? So salvage. Right? Like, let's go back to... Like, I wish I could show you, you know what I mean? Like where this will go. Like, it's so... Like, I have all these clients running again right now. Right? Like, there's literally, 3 clients. And watch this. On all of these, we're going to head over to the asteroid field. That asteroid field you see in front of you has 2 million asteroids in it. Look at this. All GPU instance asteroids. You know what I mean? I can bring mining. Like, I have all the mining laser stuff done. I have all the fracturing systems done. I just need to put it together. You know what I mean? Like, asteroids will be cool in my game. You know what I mean? Like the mining will be hard. You gotta kind of scan, look around, trying to find shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, we just have this empty space, man. They're not interactable. They're faux interactable. The rigid body asteroids will spawn in the cluster, like mixed in with the GPU ones, and the GPU ones will have collisions based on taking the same noise being used to generate them, and then sampling them on a shader to determine like which ones are close, like to get a distance check, right? To in this region, as I'm moving, what's the distance between each of these by just sampling the noise, right? Sampling the same algorithm spawning them. It's actually more of a client-side thing if you think about it, right? Because it's a seeded system, right? So it's a seeded system, and so on the client, you can actually just run a compute shader, and to take care of like those little fake bumps, right? Easy peasy, man. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just making a space game. But yeah, we have like the whole, 64-bit world, man, at our disposal to just make shit. Right, rear view camera, custom render textures. I don't know, like there's a little bit of everything. It's all, I needed to prototype everything. I need to make sure everything was possible. So that like, and this is like all running again and again and again right now, right? Like, all the gravity systems and stuff. It's not super impressive, but like, like just, gravity volumes don't need to have any shape, And all I have to do is like, this is a voxel system. All I have to do is like check the neighbors. Like it's so easy to display like red. Like you can't put this here, right? You can't put this here, right? You're just literally sampling to see if something is below you as a neighbor within the, the voxel volume. Right? Easy. Everything is easy individually. Real tractor beam. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tractor beam. You can just pick it up and tractor beam other things. Weapons, ships. Oh, the gravity thing, no. Where'd my buggy go? Give me the buggy. But like there's so much, like there's let me look at this guy. Do you see what I'm working on here? Right? Realistic ragdolls. Why? NPC missions. Right? Incapacitating NPCs. Putting them on a gurney. Rescuing them. You know what I mean? Like actually, tractor beaming the NPCs and, medical gameplay. You just rescue them, shoot a healing laser at them. Or, put them in a back tank and bring them to safety, or kill an enemy and incapacitate an enemy and take them and bring them to the security station. Right? All these gameplay things are the same. They're all the same systems, right? So anyway, that's where I am. It's coming along, man. Well, so Godot switched over to Jolt as its physics engine, and Jolt is like the same physics engine for Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's a fantastic physics engine. I'm gonna grab another drink and use the washroom, and we'll go back to Space Edit. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. You know, tell more Star Citizen friends about it. You know, we got to kind of get the community going. But if I get Space Edit working in multiplayer, get Space Edit in the game, where I can just fly around while playing the game, editing things, it'll be like game master mode to the max. Like that's where I think, you know, the focus has to be. Like the team, I know it's only me, but the team needs to be able to edit collaboratively, like in the engine. Like it has to be the way. Because the speed at which they can work will be like, you know, exponentially faster. So Space Edit is going to be the accelerator. Because you can play with it. Anybody can play with it. You know what I mean? Like you can play around with different things, right? And just, you know, create. This is becoming less Star Citizen at home and more of its own thing. It's meant to be its own thing, right? Like it's we have to, like, I can't say like make compromises, but like we got to be like realistic. I've always been realistic, even with the fact that the game is a kind of a meme. Like I'm going to like this is going to get created. It's just what it is when it is done. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I know the vision. I can always improve upon that. So I totally like, you know, I see where I want like my whole series of these type of games to be. Um, but I need to, you know, we just need to get something going. Because there's a lot of lore building and stuff I want to do in Unforgiven Space, which I think would be really fun. Like having the opportunity to create story is awesome. You know, like that. It's to there's a lot of experiences that I haven't really shared that I want to leave until the multiplayer is working. You know, like smuggling. Like I'm gonna show you smuggling that you've never seen. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna show you smuggling where you're working together. You know, where it's like super high risk, high reward. No, I didn't like the grid map system, so I made my own. And what's stupid is if I used the grid map system, I could have got thumbnails for free, but I actually like automatically generate them, like using a render texture. So this is all custom. So we need to make sure. Oh, I guess we could do a custom build script because we need to actually get all this stuff spawning in. For now, let's do blocks. Yeah, with a spawner. Let's put the spawner under clients. Let's add another spawner. This is not what I want to do because we will absolutely going to need a. We're going to need a. We can't do like auto spawn. Like that's not going to be a thing. Like I can add them for now, but this is why this is the true reason why we actually need to use custom spawn scripts. But for now, we're gonna work with just the very few space objects that I've created, just so they get replicated. It's amazing how much work. This is 3 days of work. And it even has like a bunch of stupid shit. Like yesterday I edited this. So this is the asset scene. I just hit play and it goes and like goes through every asset just like that. And it actually creates this entire cached stupid thing here that I can put. Apparently not. Hello, Explorer. So it actually is generating in assets all of these cached items based on the UID. And then there's also the there's also the there's also this space script. This is an entire scripting language that I wrote using the asset database. And this will actually go through, it's a parser and a whole bunch of regular expressions. But pretty much, let me find the set property one. Yeah, this one, right? So this takes node property. This whole space script runs on node 3ds. So it's a node 3D scripting language. It only works with node 3ds. Stuff that extends node 3ds, it just works with node 3ds. But I can run this set property for a node, whatever the property name is, whatever the variant type is. I'm doing a custom split of the X, Y, and Z for this. But this just, why not use Lua? It doesn't need to be that crazy. And I don't want to have to build like, I was originally going to use like something more advanced, but then I didn't want to make a lexer and like an interpreter and like, I don't need that type of logic. This works by creating commands. So like, let me give you an example. Let me find it. Right, so when we're executing the script, we go to each line, parse and execute the line. Where... Let me go into the UI here. Here's my example, right? So like I can set my snap distance. So snap at 1, position is 0. This is like the starting point. Create a tree as tree01. So this is like the class. If there's a class name, it creates a new, it has to be something that inherits from a node, right? And then it sets that scale because I can set any property. Set just run set property. So if a property exists, so set the tree 1 scale to 1.5. Set the rotation, but then I can also run commands. So I have a scatter command. So this will scatter a tree class, 10 over the area of 2020 in a grid based on this variation. Yeah, it's meant to be, it's meant to be multiplayer friendly. The idea is that we write these scripts. It also has undo functionality. The scripts can be serialized, sent over the network, and then ran on the host. So that means that I can save these out like in the editor, right? Like to resource, like the scripts themselves. So placement scripts, randomization scripts, like it's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like just make it dumb. And if something custom, we just in an update, I'll create a command for it, like a unique command, which will do some type of thing. But I need to right now. I just have a big if statement, but I'll just make an extension method for commands, and we'll just it'll be easy. But I think this is the way, right? And I had another example. I think that I sent Bear. This is like an Bear like line. Right, so this example right here, right? So it's the same command, only we can also do loops. So and all a loop is just run this command query over and over and over again, right? So like create a tree, set a scale, scatter a tree, create a group of rocks, loop 3, create rocks in rocks. So the group is just the parent, so creating like a parent node, or and just like create rock in rock. create rock as rock in rocks, set the scale, set the position. Anyway, it's a really dumb language, but I don't know of any other secure way of doing something that works well over multiplayer. Right? That won't cause like total chaos. All right, well, 12:40. So I'm gonna get ready and end it. We'll work on more of the multiplayer stuff for Space Edit tomorrow. But it's coming along. I want to play around with the VR stuff. I added VR support to it, but because this will be super fun to play with in VR. Well, we need to do serialization, saving, and loading. But we gotta get stuff spawning on the client. Right, and even if what I'll do tomorrow is we'll get or possible security exploits if a user yeah, I don't know, like it's not that complicated, you know what I mean? There's like nothing like that I don't think would be that vulnerable. These are like very like primitive, stupid prefabs, you know. But I find this fun. Like I'm having fun doing this, and if I'm having fun, like just messing around with this and being able to edit stuff and click on stuff and rotate and then I know I'm doing something interesting. So yep. Yeah, multiplayer. Multiplayer editor would be so cool. Or it will be, I guess, in this case. We just need to figure out why the other host is being frozen. Because they shouldn't be frozen. It's like their mouse move, like they don't have authority over their own camera or something. Or something's resetting their camera authority. But that's the problem for tomorrow. I'm going to end it here on YouTube. If you guys haven't followed the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@revere. I'm gonna try to get the YouTube up to 500 so I can monetize it and start making more videos. Definitely check it to YouTube. Jump on the Discord if you're not on the Discord. And yep, end it here.